Is the world about to sink into a recession? Global risk rises due to Trump's tariff policies. The world feels like it's standing still, as if bracing for a storm yet to come. There's tension in economic corridors, panic in the stock markets, and governments across the globe can sense an approaching economic upheaval. And this time, the threat isn't from a pandemic or war, but from the economic policies of one president. Yes, America President Donald Trump's aggressive tariff policy has sparked a fire that could soon drag the global economy into the depths of recession. Trump's retaliatory tariff decision has sparked a worldwide debate. Are we heading toward another global trade war? According to experts, this policy won't just disrupt trade, but could unleash a wave of inflation and unemployment across the world. And if other countries respond with equally harsh countermeasures, the situation could become even more dire. The result? A global recession, whose warning signs are now loud and clear. Today, we will dive deep into this issue. But before that, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe, so you are always updated with our latest videos. So let's begin today's discussion without any delay. Brokerage firm Bernstein has warned in a note that major countries like China may take retaliatory actions against the America, and if that happens, it won't remain a conflict between just two nations. It could escalate into a full-blown global trade war. The consequences of such a conflict won't just be limited to trade statistics. It will directly impact people's kitchens, their jobs, and their daily lives. Because when inflation rises, it's the common man who suffers the most. Several countries are indeed trying to resolve the situation through dialogue, but the breadth of the America tariffs makes them nearly impossible to ignore. This time, the situation is seen as more serious than ever. According to brokerage firm JP Morgan, if these tariffs are fully implemented, the effective America tariff rate could reach 25%, affecting $3.3 trillion worth of America imports. This figure is enough to shake not just the America, but the entire global economy. What will be the impact? JP Morgan's analysis clearly states this will be a major economic shock. And this shock will directly affect market sentiment. That means investor confidence will shake, capital inflow will decline, and the creation of new jobs may come to a halt. The next question is it still possible to avoid a recession? HSBC has presented even more alarming figures in its report. The report states that global export growth, which was 2.9% in 2024, will drop to just 1.3% in 2025. Imagine global exports will come to a near standstill. What are the reasons? Falling demand in the America, uncertainty in global investment, and Trump's unclear trade policies. These three factors are expected to slow down the entire pace of global trade. And this isn't the first time. When Trump became president for the first time, his tariffs pulled global GDP down by nearly 1%. Now, with the tariffs being even stricter and more widespread, the scale of the decline could be much greater, enough to send chills down your spine. Inflation is emerging as one of the most devastating phases of this trade war. According to JP Morgan, the implementation of tariffs could lead to a nearly 2% rise in global inflation this year. Now imagine, when people are already struggling with high prices, further inflation will reduce their spending. Lower spending will reduce demand. Lower demand will halt production. And when production halts, jobs will be lost. It's a straight path from inflation to recession. Market experts also believe this situation could bring major volatility in the near future. Stock markets will remain unstable, investor sentiment will shift, and even the Federal Reserve's monetary policy might be impacted. Axis Securities says that the scope of these tariffs has already exceeded expectations. As a result, the current downtrend in the market may deepen further. But here's an interesting twist. Some investors see this as an opportunity. Axis Securities has advised increasing investments by up to 10% and putting money into high-quality stocks during this market fall. So even in a recession, some see profit. But is this really possible for the average investor? Probably not. Now let's talk about India. Its economy too will not remain untouched by this storm. According to EY, if a 27% tariff is implemented, India's GDP growth rate could fall by up to 0.5%. In other words, the projected growth rate of 6.5% could drop to 6%. Not only that, India's exports to the America during the current fiscal year may also decline by 2 to 3%. This means India could face a double blow. On one hand, a drop in growth rate, and on the other, trade losses. According to 𝐮𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐿, head of research at Standard Chartered Bank India, this situation could impact India's growth rate by 0.35 to 0.4%. However, she also noted that the final effect would depend on the direction of the trade negotiations between India and the America. Meaning there is still hope for dialogue. That hope is strengthened by Bernstein's analysis, which states that India's IT and pharma sectors have been exempted from the tariffs. These two sectors are like the backbone of India's economy. If they remain unaffected, India might escape some of the damage. Additionally, since the tariff burden is heavier on China, some investments might shift toward India. But the same question arises again. Will this relief be permanent? Can India shield itself from this trade war in the long run? Or is this just a temporary breather, with the real battle still ahead? Bilateral talks between India and the America are ongoing. However, amid Trump's unpredictable policies, it's hard to say when these talks might take a new turn. Trump views trade more as a deal than a policy. And when policies turn into deals, expecting stability becomes a risky proposition. In this global web of tariffs, every country is struggling to protect its interests, some trying to maintain ties with the America, others preparing to counter China. But the most dangerous aspect is the uncertainty of this tariff war. Because when markets don't know what's coming next month, they begin to pull out capital. And when that capital exits the system, recession quietly begins to spread its roots. As we move toward 2025, it's becoming increasingly clear that the face of global trade is about to change. This chain of tariffs, embargoes, countervailing duties, and political bargaining marks the beginning of a new economic world. And in this world, there is neither stability nor trust. Only one looming question remains. Who will face the next shock, and when?
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.